Look who's excited. Lady, you ready? Oh, you ready to play? Get our stuff ready. Good girl. Hi. Hello, little lady. Hi. Let's get your bag back down here. Remember that? Yeah. Oh, good girl. All right, today's lesson 2 for Lady and Birdie. We're starting with Lady today. So I'm going to start by just charging that clicker again a few times. There it is. So I'm just going to click the clicker and feed Lady a treat. And I can feed that treat directly by giving it right to her, or I can put it on the ground. Do one where I just set it right in there too. All right. Awesome. Look at her. She is ready to go today. She remembers how much fun we had down here yesterday. Yeah. Well, let's make sure we don't overwork you. There we go. Okay. So we're going to move right into next. Her just following a food lure in my hand just for a couple repetitions. And I want to work on and off the carpet. The floors, linoleum floors, are a little slippery, so I want them to gain some confidence on different types of surfaces. Oh, good. She found that so nicely. So we're going to turn this right into the hand target. So no food in my hand. Good. When I feel her nose, I'm going to click the clicker, then feed her the treat. So that's an offered hand target. Good girl. And she remembers that from yesterday. Awesome. So we're going to call this one touch. Lady, touch. Perfect. Lady, touch. And you can actually teach dogs to target different things. You can teach them to target objects. I just find the simplest thing to have them touch. Target first is my hand, but you can have them target sticks, you know, objects that are away from you. Touch. Good girl. Oh my goodness, you're so smart. One more time. Oh, and you see how she's a little stuck there? So I'm just going to do one with a food lure. There it is. Good girl. All right, we may come back to those in a minute. Okay, the other thing I want to do today is put the cookies that I toss on the ground. We're going to call these something else. We're going to call them Get It. Good girl. I'm going to toss Lady some Get It cookies. Get it. So then the dog will start to learn that whenever they hear the word get it, that they should look for and follow a treat on the ground. Get it. Oh, that one went fire right in front of the camera. There's your close-up. Good girl. Oh, this is the best one. There it is. Get it. Do one more. Get it. Okay, now we're going to play a little game, a little exercise with Get It cookies. So I'm going to tell her to go get it, and she's going to go chase the cookie, and then when she eats it, I'm going to call her name and click her when she turns back around. So this is a little foundation recall game. So like coming when called. Ready? Here we go. So I'm going to feed her when she comes back to me as well. Lady, get it. Lady! So do you see how I clicked the clicker when she came back to, when she turned around, and then I fed her when she came back to me. Now do it in a different direction. She loves these snacks. Get it! Lady! Look at that little tail going. She's so excited. Get it! Ooh, I tossed that one real far. Lady! Here it is, right here. Good girl. She's like still crunching on the one that I threw away when she comes back for the second one. You do a couple more times? It's a little piece. Ready? So I want her to see that I'm throwing it. Get it! If she doesn't see me throw it, she's not going to go for it. Lady! Good girl! Oh, you are so smart! Where's your little chickie, huh? Oh, where is it? Oh my god! Oh my goodness! You want that? What? I'm gonna take just a little break for a second. I know, you're so sweet. You are so sweet. Oh, you want to check out your little carrier? Good girl. Look at her. She's walking in there. You want to break it in half? Yeah, or else they're going to get full real quick. There you go. Oh, I tossed another one in there. It is in there. Let's see if she can offer a hand target. Touch. Oh my goodness. Good girl. See if she can do one from the other hand. Crunch, 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 crunch. Touch. Very good girl. Oh, that's a real big one. Get it. Lady. Good girl. There it is. There it is. Oh no, we lost it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Get it. She's stretching to get that one. Oh, lady. She didn't get that get it cookie. I think she thought it was too far. Want to try it again? Oh, my shoelaces. Those are fun, huh? Get it. Lady. Aren't you a good girl? Aren't you a good girl? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh. Oh, she found the one that was in there. There you go. Yes. I think you probably find a ball for you too, huh? No, now my shoelaces ready. Oh. What do you think about this little chicken, huh? Oh, you know what we should do too? Let's see, do we have a harness down here? We have this one. Like to get the puppies comfortable with wearing their harnesses. This is getting your puppy dressed is something that you want to start right away as soon as you bring your puppy home too. Yeah, you pulled my shoelace out, stinker. I'm trying to see what kind we have down here. Use this one for now. Okay, so this type of harness will have to slip over her head, and then a leg comes through here and a leg comes through the other side, and then it snaps along her back. So actually, I'm going to show you a good way to get your puppy dressed if you have to get their head inside of a harness. So look at, see how I just pulled my hand right through? I'm going to show her that I have the snacks, and I'm going to lure her to put her nose in. Right? And as soon as she gets it in, I'm going to give her that cookie. Good girl. And give her another one. She's like, what are you doing to me right now? Good. So this harness is actually a little bit big for her. Here we go. Oh, that looks perfect. It's a little loose, but it'll work. Good girl. Yeah. Well, you got a harness on. So I probably fed her like 3 or 4 cookies to get that on, because I wanted her to kind of think about the snacks instead of thinking about the fact that I was sort of manhandling her to get dressed. And that's really important to do, because then you're also pairing it with some positive associations with the food, and then that way you'll create a dog who isn't running away from you when you pull a harness out, because they don't like getting dressed. You want our puppies to enjoy it, right? So I'm just going to work on some lured sits right now. So lured means I have the food in my hand, and I'm just going to show her that I have the cookie, bring it up, and as soon as her bum goes down, I'm going to click and then let her eat that. Now I can lure her with the next cookie to get her to stand up again, or I could even toss a get it cookie if I wanted to. And I'm going to bring my cookie up, but staying close to her nose. Perfect job. And I'm clicking the clicker when her little butt hits the ground. That's marking for her the behavior that I want her to perform in order to get the cookie. Right, so let's toss the get it cookie this time. Ready? Get it! There's actually 2 over there. She didn't get that last one. Good girl! Very nice. Ready? Get it. Did that one go too far? Get it. There she goes. Good job, girlfriend. Okay, so she's been sliding right into the sit position each time that I've lured her. So now I'm going to name it. Go get it. Sit. Good girl. When I'm working on something for the first time, I want to make sure that the dog can perform the behavior at least 3 or 4 times in a row before I start to name it. Go get it. That's why, like with the hand target, we didn't call it touch right away yesterday. And then the same thing for the sit. I wanted to make sure she could do it. Sit. Before I started to call it sit. Wow, you're so smart. Do you want to do one more? We're going to do one more sit, and then I'm going to see if I can lure a down out of her. Just to see where her baseline is with that. Go get it. If she doesn't go down today, not a big deal. We'll work on it next week. Let some puppies slide right into it. Sit. Good girl. Okay, so for the down, I want the cookie right in front of her nose. I'm going to slowly bring it to the ground. Oh, she thought about it. There we go. Woohoo! And then once her chest and elbows are on the ground, that's when I'm going to click the clicker and feed her. So she went down, and then she kind of popped right back up, so that's okay. I just wanted to see like what her baseline was like for that. We'll work on that a little bit more next week. Do you want to do some of your mat? I'm going to get her off this mat. Go get it. Alright, so I know I'm picking up your traction. I'm going to move her carrier. Oh, she wants to go in her carrier. Look at her. Good girl. So if she just happens to wander over to her carrier, I'm capturing that with the clicker to mark that I like her going inside of it, and then I'll feed her a cookie in there. We're going to push it out of the way for a second so we can work on our mat. Just checking out her toys. I throw the mat down on the ground. When she comes over, I'm going to give her a couple cookies for coming over to it. And then after she eats the second one, I'm going to pick the mat up from underneath her, and I'm just going to move it to a new location. Wow, good girl. So I clicked when she was on it. Then I'm going to feed her a couple cookies on it. Didn't see the second one, so I'm going to point it out to her. Very good job. Pick it up before she leaves on her own. I don't want the dog to leave on their own. Good. Wow, look at you. Here it is. That's one piece. Here it is. You might have to help them out in these beginning stages, finding where those cookies are. Ooh, look at that. See how she's running to get to it now? That's what I want to see. You can see the difference in just yesterday to today. I think she's kind of starting to understand what the clicker means too. Good girl. Wow. I'm going to give her 3 treats this time because now we're going to take a break. With the mat. Perfect job. You did it. Great. I got one more thing I want to do with her. Oh, good job. Going in your little carrier. Make sure you can see. Okay. So the last thing that we're going to work on today is just a little handling and husbandry. This is a really important thing to practice with puppies, is getting them comfortable with being handled for grooming and vet care. Okay. So the first thing that I like to start with is just like a little bit of restraint. So I'm just going to put my hands on the puppy to kind of hold them still. So you'll notice I've got one hand under her abdomen, one hand sort of up in her chest area. And then if she holds still for that, I'm clicking the clicker and feeding her a piece of food for holding still. So this is how your puppy may need to be, and you can do it both sides. This is how your puppy may need to be restrained at the groomer or the vet hospital. So it is kind of an awkward position for the dog. Feels awkward for them to have hands on them that way. That's not normally how we, interact or pet our dogs at home. So if they're in a standing position, one hand under their abdomen, one hand sort of under their chest, So I like to train the dog to be happy and comfortable in that position. All right, one more time. So see how she sat down? I'm going to get her stand up, one hand under abdomen, one hand in the front of her chest. Then I'm going to click that and then feed her a cookie for being tolerant of me holding her like that. All right, now I'm going to come back over here. Is the next, oh no, she's finding cookies that are falling out of my tree pouch. The next thing that I'm going to do is work on actual specific body parts. So as dogs get older, they might become less tolerant of having different body parts handled. Most puppies are pretty tolerant, you know, of us kind of holding their feet or holding their ears or whatever. But as they get older, they might change their mind and decide that they don't like that. So again, I don't like to just touch their ears. I don't like to just touch their feet. I want to train it. I want to train the dog to enjoy it. So then that way when they are 7, 8 months old, or they're 2, 3, 4 years old, they're still letting me clean their ears and they're still letting me trim their nails, okay? So if you need to, like you can see with Lady, I'm just kind of holding a cookie in front of her nose to help keep her still. So if you have a really bouncy puppy, you could do that. And then I'm just going to pick up her ear and give it a gentle massage. And then I'm going to click the clicker while I'm massaging her ear. And then I'm going to feed her that treat. Tried to break it in half, but that one didn't want to break. That one broke. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing for the opposite ear. Okay. Just going to pick it up and gently massage it. Click the clicker and then feed her. You can see I'm trying to pull the clicker away from her face because it is kind of loud. I don't want to like click it right in her ear. That might be scary. Now I'm going to go through all 4 feet. So I'm just going to pick up a foot, click it while it's in my hand, and feed her. Okay. Same for her other front foot. Hey, look, here's the cookie. You see it? Okay, pick up her foot, massage it gently, and feed her. So for her back feet, she can remain sitting and I can just reach from like that. Or I could gently have her stand up and I could pick her little foot up like this. That's my preferred way to do it, just because I think that's probably how they do it at the groomer. And if you ever needed to look at something under their paw pad, so you see how I'm kind of picking up her foot and pulling it behind her, so almost like a horse. I don't want to pull her foot out this way. That's not the way that her hip works. That would be uncomfortable. So I'm picking it up and bringing it behind her, right? And that's comfortable for dogs. Their legs aren't made to come out this way, just this way and this way, okay? Let's see, tail, that's another big one. Let's see how I just kind of played with it a little bit, and then I'm not yanking on it, but I'm moving it. At the vet, she'll need her temperature taken, so let's make sure they're comfortable with that. Very last body part is, let's look in your mouth. Let's look. You see how I just gently opened her mouth? And that one takes maybe a little bit of skill to get good at the clicker. I'm a clicker trainer, so I'm pretty good at juggling the clicker for most things. So if you feel like the clicker is too much to have in your hands for all of these things, you could use a verbal marker instead of the clicker. You could just say yes and then feed the dog. All right. So now we're just going to practice getting her harness off. So similar to getting it on, I don't want to just yank it off of her because I don't want her to get nervous with the handling. So again, see how I've got a piece of cookie here? And she's preoccupied with that. And then I'm going to pull her little foot through and feed her a piece for being okay with that. All right. And then I'm going to feed her a piece for it coming off over her head. See? No big deal. All right, so that's everything for Lady today. We'll see you guys next week. Jay's going to keep practicing all these behaviors for the last 2 days this week, and then I'll make a couple more videos next week.